Hi, good evening. Welcome to an extra Jon Gaunt show this Saturday evening, you lucky people. Here's the question. Do you feel sorry for Keir Starmer? On the eve of the Labour conference, there he is arriving with his wife, Lady V or Lady Vic, Dame Vic, whatever she is, the Queen Vic, I don't care. But he's with his wife for once. Do you feel sorry for him? Now, stand by your seats. I do, and I'll tell you why in this broadcast. But I want your opinion as well. Press the like button if you're enjoying what I'm doing. I've only just started. You're going to love this show, let me tell you. So the question, do you feel sorry for Keir Starmer? To Keir, never hear Keir, whatever Keir, he's here and he's up at the party conference. I think they're having it in a telephone box. Well, I do. I feel sorry for him. I really do. The man has got the Midas touch in reverse. Everything he touches doesn't turn to gold, it turns to shit. And on the eve of the Labour Party conference, let's just take a moment to appreciate the highlights or the lowlights of the last 14 months. I think he's on the verge of either being sacked this week or alternatively resigning. He can't be enjoying what's happening. And if Andy Burnham is the answer, the question is, what was the question? That's it. If he's the answer, what was the question? And also now, Sadiq Khan, they reckon it's a dogfight between Sadiq Khan, who has effed up London, now wants to take on the whole of the United Kingdom. Oh, that fills me with joy. Right, let's look at the evidence. Taylor Swift and the Freebies are us. This is where it all started. Taylor Swift sells out stadiums. Keir Starmer, he just sells out ideas and the British public. And apparently the freebies are still flowing because nothing says serious politician like a good old freebie scandal. And he loves his freebies, whether it's lingerie and dresses paid for by Lord Alli for his wife. Anybody who did that to my missus, they'd get a punch on the nose. Or free suits you, sir, and free £2,000 glasses. Still never explained why, but he did give back the money for the Taylor Swift tickets. Why would a grown man want to go and see Taylor Swift? But hang on, he didn't go once, he went twice. I'm feeling really sorry for him. And then what about the winter fuel allowance cuts? Because nothing warms the heart like taking winter fuel money away from pensioners. That was a bold move, because let's face it, who needs the heating on in December and January, right? I mean, it's only Britain. I've got the bloody heating on now. Starmer, I feel for him. I really feel sorry for him. I think people are picking on him. Then he has a beef with the beef farmers. Well, not just with them, with all the farmers. He picks a fight with farmers, the people who literally put food on our table. Next week, he's taking on puppies at Christmas. I'm not joking. Oh, I'm not. He's going to make Cruella de Vil look like Bill Gates. Oh, no, that's not a very good comparison, is it? And then, of course, he became the most unpopular prime minister ever. But every day, it gets worse and shakier. I mean, becoming the worst PM, well, and being worse than Rishi or Liz Truss or the leThis, that's like losing a dance-off to Theresa May. At least she had that robot thing going. Or a dance-off with somebody like Anne Widdecombe. The guy is useless, but I feel sorry for him. How about the Angela Rayner drama? Angela Rayner got all the headlines, stole all the headlines, as well as fiddling the mortgage application, it looks like, and the council tax. So that's a bit like Batman constantly being upstaged by Robin. Or should I say, no, we'll leave that there. It's just unbelievable. And then, of course, there's the Lords. There was Lord Mandelson and Lord Alli. I've just talked about Alli, but they're like their very own, Labour Party's very own Downton Abbey revival. They plot in the background while the ratings tank. And of course, Mandelson, there's still massive questions to be asked about Mandelson. Good evening. You're listening to the Jon Gaunt Show. If you want to comment, put the comments on the side and I'll come to you in just a moment. If you fancy, we're going to have a right damn good row tonight. And then Starmer, let's talk about the relaunches. He's had more relaunches than the bloody RNLI. But at least the lifeboats save people. I mean, obviously, mostly illegal migrants. This is just a joke. He has a relaunch, and within a couple of days, there's a massive corruption row. Look at Angela Rayner. Look at Lord Mandelson. Oh, you've got my total confidence. I know he likes the Arsenal. Does he want to become a chairman? The manager's got the chairman's vote of confidence. That means he's going on Monday, doesn't it? And then there's the small boat crisis. I'm really feeling sorry for the way he's getting picked on by the press. Aren't you? Speaking of the boats, the small ones, big problem. We've had big speeches, but zero solutions. ID cards, I'm going to talk in a moment, but the latest idea that somehow an ID card will stop the boats is ludicrous. I'll just tell you a tweet I put up earlier today, which I just think sums this up. Surely putting the army on the beach, the navy in the channel, closing the migrant hotels and putting the illegals in army bases, ripping up the ECHR, wouldn't that all be quicker and cheaper than Starmer's so-called shit card? It's called a brick card. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And do you realise those cards aren't even going to be ready, they're virtual, of course, to 2019? Well, by 2019, he'll be fighting another election if he's still in power, which I somewhat doubt. And 2019, I reckon 2019 on Monday, he might be sacked 19 minutes past 8. But listen, serious, I think it's a joke. It's smoke and mirrors. He knows it's never going to happen. And we'll talk about the ID cards in a moment. Nearly 2 million people have said, up yours, Keir Starmer. We're not having them. I've signed the petition. Have you? So there's no solution to the boats, apart from what I say. Rip up ECHR, rip up the human rights, have our own human rights. Troops on the beach, wherever they're landing, even put them in Calais the way we're going. Also, by the same token, Navy in the Channel, stop the flip-flop invaders, send them straight back, and anybody who's here already, straight out of the hotels, into army camps, not allowed to walk into towns in the daytime. Nothing against individuals, treat them properly, but then also give them the choice. We'll even fill up their credit card if they want, like we have done with those lot who've gone to Romania and Albania, even though they keep coming back for holidays to the country that was persecuting them. I don't get that, but there we are. What we have to do, we say you can go home if you want, but if you're staying here, you're staying behind this barbed wire. Don't like it? Well, you can stay in a prison if you fancy. We have got to stop being a soft touch. So, the ID cards. So his big, bright, massive idea that he wanted to launch his conference with, it went down like a pork pie at a bar mitzvah, didn't it? Straight away, a petition was put up. People are dead against it. It's a ridiculous idea. It's out of date. It's going to take too long to happen. So the big idea is bring back ID cards. Because let's face it, if there's one thing the public loves, it's carrying around more paperwork or people saying, let me see your papers. I know it's going to be on your phone. I'll tell you what his next big idea is, and he'll have to do it because of the row he's picked with the farmers and the economic crisis we're heading towards. It'll be ration books. You'll be getting an extra bit of sausage from Corporal Jones, missus, if you play your cards right. What is this idiot doing? And by the way, Dad's army, they would have protected our borders better. The only people they let in was that submarine. Was it David Jason who played the Nazi in that? So it's just a joke. It's a farce. And why are people picking on him? I feel sorry for Starmer. Don't you? I do. My heart's bleeding for him. And he's going to have such a hard time this week at his conference because they all hate him too. So it's not just us. Everybody in the bloody country hates him. Give up. Give up, Keir. And then, of course, there's things he can't alter. He's got the charisma of a paper bag. In fact, a paper bag has got more personality. Even he's got the delivery as well of the speaking clock. But that's got a bit more personality. And, of course, at least the talking clock tells you something useful. The time. And then there's the rivals. Andy Burnham now looks like a rock star by comparison. But that's a bit like saying beige looks exciting next to Magnolia, isn't it? Because that's the farce. How can Andy Burnham be a serious contender? He's not even an MP. He's got more personality than Starmer, but that ain't hard, is it? He's got a bit more charisma, but that isn't hard, is it? He's not what you call a rock star politician. And this is the thing that finally kills off Starmer. He's got no empathy. He's got no common touch, no communication skills. They didn't hire a leader when they elected him. They ordered one off wish.com. It's a joke. He's pathetic. Look at the way he behaved in Southport. Look at the way he's behaved at other big atrocities. Look at the way now he's picked a fight with those of us who are flying our flag and wants to tell us how to do it. And this bullshit about let's reclaim the flag. I was telling you the other day, my mate in the cafe said, well, we don't need to reclaim it, do we? We've already got it. And it kind of summed it up to me. And then Trump, well, he plays him like a fiddle, but then only if you like fiddle music that's tone deaf and slightly damp. And then there's the things we're not allowed to mention. The Ukrainian boys. What's going on there? Why is the trial so far away? We want to know why somebody would attack Starmer's properties and cars, don't we? I certainly do. And then, finally, he just can't say sorry. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. He's got no humility. He treats an apology as if they're subject to VAT. He's just useless. Because sometimes in life, you have to apologise. You have to fess up. You have to say, yeah, I did this, I got that wrong. And then people like you more because then you're authentic. So, should we feel sorry for Keir Starmer? Well, I do. And I promise you I've not been in the pub since Coventry City won 3-0 today against Birmingham. We were magnificent. I've not had a drink. But I think Starmer is being unfairly treated. Don't you? And I hope that this week with the Be Kind mob, the left-wingers, if there's any of them left in the Labour Party, I just hope that they're nice to him. Because I don't think it's very good the way they're treating him. And they're treating him as if it's all over. How does he keep that rictus smile on his face? He must have something up his bottom to make him keep smiling, metaphorically talking. I feel for Starmer. I really do. He just wanted to be our Prime Minister. He just wanted to be honest, full of integrity, not like the rest of them. He wanted to deliver this vision of a brave new future. He had a vision for Britain, but he's forgotten it. Because now he has got no idea. Have you, Keir? What's the big idea? Answer, there ain't one. Apart from slagging off white, well, mostly white, working class people for daring to fly their flag. I've just seen the hypocrite. He's just said, well done to the rugby ladies. He said, you know, you put the pride in Britain. Why don't you fuck off, you hypocrite? You hated our flag. You despise it. You're like, I'm surprised you don't put on a pair of gloves when you have to shake working people's hands, and because you don't like calling them working class. I was listening to some old Norman wisdom records this afternoon. It's the kind of bloke I am. Don't laugh at me, because I'm a tool. That should be your song that you come on to at the. In fact, if you can think of better songs than that, I haven't got any prizes. But give me some songs that he should walk on to at his pathetic conference. Come on, we're off the rota. This is an extra show. We'll have a bit of a laugh and also talk seriously. I feel sorry for Keir Starmer. He's just trying his best. Are you with me or against me? Let's go. Crag says hi. Hi, Crag. Annette Locke says, I feel sorry for her. What, Lady Vic? Yes, so do I. There's a big story there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but something's going on. At no point in history have the people forcing others into compliance been the good guys. So no, I do not feel sorry for him, says Ellick, who plays games. Thank you on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the ID cards, he's going to try and force that. It's just under, when I looked just before we started, under 2 million people objecting to it. And I've got to give him some tribute. He's managed to piss off both the right side of politics and the left. The guy's an idiot. Oh, that's something else I forgot to say. He's tone deaf. He's got no political nous. He's like a barometer that's gone wrong. You'd have to keep tapping it, and eventually you just give up and throw it in the fucking bin, wouldn't you? That's what he's like. That's what he's like. Let's take some more comments. Cy Hat says, no way do I feel sorry for that Fabian Twit. You spelled twit wrong. There's no A in. Oh. Let's move on. Awesome Bricks. Rule for the home counties by the home counties. What are you on about? What do you want to write that for? Means no sense. There'll be hell if Khan got in to net lock. Well, Annette, get ready, because now they reckon it's a runoff between Khan and Andy Burnham. They've got a little problem. They've both got to get elected as MPs, and they've got to get rid of Starmer. But I think Starmer's going to have a really rough week, and I'm concerned. I am, because I want to be kind. I am worried that this is going to be a terrible week for him. Are you? Ronnie Hurst. No, I don't have any sympathy. He ignored the grooming gang scandals and now talking about GB cards. I moved to Russia 5 months ago, says GT. Why? Why? I don't understand that. Roseth, 22. I never feel sorry for him. Oh, you're heartless. You're heartless. Richard Pope says, I don't. No way. Starmer don't give a monkey about us. I think that might be true, Richard. Thank you for your comment. If you want to join in, just feel free. Has he done something right? Has anybody got an example of what he's done that's good? Or shall we just slag him off? I'm easy either way. It's an extra show tonight. It's Saturday. I'm celebrating the fact that Coventry City won 3-0 today against Birmingham. And we were just brilliant. We had some of our key players out. We still played brilliantly and played them off the park. Take that, Jasper Carrot. Stick that up your scooter. I'm only pulling your leg, Jasper. But anyway, there we are. That's what I think. What do you think? If you'd like to donate to keep these podcasts going, I've got to say a massive thank you. The last show had loads of donations. Thank you. You can either do it through buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt, then you get your name on the bottom there, or you can just press the $sign on the YouTube page, where I am now, if you're watching on YouTube. And please subscribe. It's free. Please subscribe to the Jon Gaunt TV channel on YouTube. I think just before we started, we're 10 off having 5,000 subscribers. I'm heading towards 10,000, but 5's the halfway mark, and it's going to be a remarkable achievement when we hit it. I might even smile and have a glass of wine during Strictly if you pull it off for me. But if you'd like to donate, because that's important as well, of course. So if you want to donate, if you think what I'm doing is good and worthwhile, please do so. Right, let's take some more comments. I thought the RNLR was just a taxi service these days. Do you know what? That is a tragedy, isn't it, Elric? the fact that that's how a lot of people see the RNLI. I mean, I love saving lives at sea, and it was my dad's favourite charity as well. But it's kind of sad that those people are having to risk their lives to save these people who are trying to get across the channel. And we've got to remember, 3 people died last night. 3, at least 3, trying to get across the channel. So the RNLI are there to save lives, and long may they do so. But you're right, it's almost a taxi service. But what else do you do? Let them drown? We can't do that. It's not the individual's fault, this, is it? We should be deterring them. We should be saying, look, if you come, you're going to be sent straight back. Don't bother. Don't pay the £1,000 to the so-called people smugglers or whatever it is. Are you with me or against me? GT, okay, you paying TV tax. What are you on about? Then he says, boomer. What are you on about? If you just come on here just to try and wind me up, why don't you fuck off? Because I haven't got time. Have you seen how many comments I'm getting? I don't need you. Daisy Bow Langley, 2019 is gone. 2029. Oh, did I make a mistake? I tell you what, Daisy, do you want to stand in for me one day when I'm not doing the show and see if you can work at the pace I'm working at? Please don't pull the wings off butterflies. It's not a very, very nice habit. Eric plays games. 1,942,780 signatures at the moment. Thank you very much indeed. Just got to deal with something. Just give me a moment. There we are. Done. Right, I've just banned that idiot because he's just writing up rubbish. Let's go to Keith Dennis. I believe the son of Tony Blair will be the person who financially gains from this. Well. Yeah, I had that on my list. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. It's emerged that Tony Blair's son, Ewan, he's the one who, remember when Tony Blair said, I'm fed up of antisocial behaviour. If a yobbo pukes up in the street or vandalising things, we're going to get the police to march them to a cash point and get them to pay for it straight away. Immediate justice. Then his son was found in Leicester Square or Piccadilly Circus, puking his guts up, like we've all done when we're 18 or 19 in the gutter. That policy kind of disappeared. But the lad has done well. They reckon he's on the verge of becoming a billionaire. And he's the guy who's developed the app that now it's come out in the wash will be used for the ID cards. What does that smell of? I don't know. Maybe I've got it wrong. Lord Toffingham says it's Philip Maddock. Yes, thank you. Who played the submarine skipper, the U-boat skipper? It was Philip Maddock. You're right. Nazi Germany had ID papers, and that didn't end well, did it? Says Ronnie Hurst. Thank you, Ronnie. Anybody else want to comment? Let's get some new people. If you're a new person, just comment. Just say whatever you feel. It'd be great to have your opinion on my show. And let me keep telling you, it's now over 1.1 million plays. Thank you so much. If you want to donate to keep these going, if you think what I'm doing is valuable, independent broadcasting, I obviously think it is, then please donate. Just press that little $sign and donate whatever you can. Only what you can. And likewise, if you'd like to donate on buymeacoffee.com, do it that way. www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Anything from a £5 upwards there. Annette Locke, apparently we will lose our jobs if we don't have one, and simultaneously putting council tax up, the max. How does that work? You don't pay if you're not working. That's true, actually. You don't. It's all just a joke. None of it's thought through. Look, he's done it as a diversion tactic to try and say Andy Burnham's an idiot, but also at the same time to make him look tough. Did you see all week they'd been saying, hold on. All week they'd been saying he was going to talk about the flag. Well, he didn't really, did he? Him and his little left-wing chums, yum. Carney, who was the Bank of England governor but is now in charge of Canada, and some geezer from Australia, they just talked about how the liberal left were winning. Starmer even celebrated the fact that 14 months ago he got a massive majority. If there was none of the above box, you'd not have won, Keir. Don't make out it was a great victory. And anyway, Surely that was just hubris. You've been useless. Absolutely useless. I only hope this week that you get a backbone or the Labour Party get a backbone and they get rid of you. I've come to the conclusion Keir has the hide of a rhinoceros. How can he carry on when most of the country hate him? I know, you've got to admire that, really, Denise. He has got something, hasn't he? Certainly has. I don't know what his hide or his bottom feels like, thank you. I don't want to. No one's looking at, no one's looking at and phone. I pay for private. No one's looking at my phone. I pay for private info on it. Is that right, Roy? Well, maybe you could also pay for some texting lessons. Lord Toffingham, the U-boat captain. Yeah, we've just answered that. Thank you very much indeed. He's a walking, talking, stuffed dummy, says Annette. He speaks very highly of you too. I can never feel sorry for Starmer, says Jackie Ward on Facebook. He has brought everything on himself. I will never forgive him for the winter fuel payment debacle. No, nor will I. And the inheritance tax on farmers, which don't forget is still happening, Jackie. And I'm not a pensioner or a farmer. He just doesn't get it. And stopping the illegals isn't rocket science, but Starmer hasn't got a clue. I've got to agree with you there. Likewise, at his little meeting where he had the coalition of the useless and people like Carney, he talked again about its centre fill through the population of Britain. He was talking about Tommy Robinson's demo or rally, whatever you want to call it. There were 26 arrests. Most of those people there were just normal people. Starmer is still trying to paint it, as well as deflating the figures, that all of them were fascists, all of them were racist, all of you lot who were being putting up flags. He was still doing this on Thursday, knowing he's going into a conference, a party conference. Friday he was doing that, going into a party conference starting tomorrow on Sunday, knowing he's very unpopular. It has almost got to the stage where it's like he's either got a political suicide wish or he's doing it deliberately to try and trigger people to do something stupid. And I don't want that. You don't want that. What is it with him? You could solve the small boat crisis overnight if you did what I said, but you need balls to do that. And all the other little problems we could solve. Why is he doing this? That's the question. I think it's also because he's a human rights lawyer. Like a stick of Blackpool rock, if you broke him in half, it would say human rights. He doesn't want to stop immigration. Carney's the same. They want their countries to be different. They think it'll be better. How many more rapes, sexual assaults, and violent disorder, shoplifting on our streets, machetes? I'm not saying all those crimes are committed by the flip-flop boys, but we know there is a rising tide within that community. We know also there's a rising tide of serious sexual offences against our wives, our daughters, our sisters, our mothers. This is why the women of Epping sat on the road and tried to stop that hotel, and that guy then only gets 12 months. Remind me, how long did Lucy Connolly get for hurty words? That's what's wrong, and that's why people are angry. And see, I don't think he could go on there on his conference, on his big speech, which will be Thursday or Wednesday afternoon, and he could promise us the world. No one will believe him because he's an out-and-out liar, proved over the last 14 months. He's finished. He's toast. It's over. Just like the Conservative Party, over. Labour could save themselves if they got a new leader, but I can't see anybody in that camp. And when it becomes Andy Burnham or Sadiq Khan are the answer, bloody hell, is that where we are? Let's have some comments on that, please. The smile he's got is surgically installed, says Elric. Something like that. Claire Woods, Ronnie Hurst, yeah, but Hitler was a tyrant. Keir Starmer's only trying to be one, but he's more of a toad. That's a bit nasty. Hat. Starmer, entire philosophy on the flag is ridiculous. The true fact of all national flags is that they are Christian flags. Even with the Union flag, it's an amalgam of all the national saints. It is. It is. But he pretends it isn't. Andy Hayes says, how about Tears of a Clown? Yes, you're the first person to ever go. I suggested a little comp just on the side. Songs for him to come on to. I said Norman Wisdom, don't laugh at me. I'm a tool. Not a tool. Andy Hayes is saying, how about Tears of a Clown? That's one of my favourite songs. Do you mean the original or do you mean the version by the beat? I like both, but what's your views? Right, so that was Andy Hayes. I'm just walking back up the things here. I'm off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz should be the song, says Annette Locke. Thank you very much indeed. This is straight to the point. James Cameron, the famous film director, he's listening tonight. There he is, look, on the screen. From Hollywood, directed Titanic, which is apt for talking about Keir Starmer. He says, I hate that treacherous twat Starmer. No, there's no A in twit. How many times have I got to tell you? Try and get it right. No one's donated. Am I that bad tonight? Look, I'm doing this because Lisa's at work, and I thought, well, I'll just slip one in before she comes home. Right? You ever had that feeling, Prime Minister? Just slip one in. I just thought I'd slip a quick broadcast in, and hopefully we have a few donations. Got nothing so far, so she's going to say, why isn't the tea on the table? Because I'm a house husband at the moment, and I'll say I was doing a podcast, and she'll say how much. I got my audit sheet. Get the audit sheet out and a big feathered quill, and she'll want to write in the numbers, and I'll go nothing, and then that'll be it. That'll be it. She'll be beating me up. That'll be the end of it. That's the end of Strictly. Will be verboten. I won't be able to have a glass of wine, and it'll be your fault. I think I'm doing quite well. I think I'm quite funny, and I think we're making some serious points. And we're trying to ruin Starmer's eve of conference. So your views, please. But let's have some songs as well, just for a bit of fun. Starmer has done something right. He's ensured Labour won't get in again for a very, very long time. Yeah, I think you're right, Jackie. Hell no, says Outsider. I don't know what that's about. Starmer and Labour are Fabian evil clowns, says George Kaplan. Stuart Lowe says the Black Lace song called I'm a Waker. Maybe he should walk out to that. Yeah, it wasn't them who originally did. Who did the song I'm a Winker? Wasn't it Ivor Biggin? Somebody will answer in a minute. No, he has shit on us all. Oh, no, he hasn't shit on us all. Starmer is a sellout. I'm not even sure he ever sold in Terry on YouTube, to be honest with you. Stuart Lowe says, good evening, John. Good evening, Stuart. Niven Casey, one of my regulars, says, hi, John. Labour had 14 years to come up with a plan for growth and to take this country forward. All they did... All they did in that time was sit on the sixth form U-graded GCSE Karl Marx homework. Yeah. GT, if you're still trying to get on, I've just got to tell you, I've banned you because you were getting on my nerves. I hope you're not GT from Coventry, who's a mate of mine. I don't think you are. Get yourself a swear jar, John. You'd make a few quid. That's true. I'm swearing too much recently. I must stop that. I do apologise. The only person I feel sorry for, John, is Starmer's wife. How can she even live with that liar and that dictator? Thank you very much indeed. And Eric Plays Game says it smells of 400 million to the company developing that app. Yeah, I love their barefaced chic. As I say, it's Tony Blair's the man behind wanting the ID cards. And it's his son who's developed the software. That's too much of a coincidence, isn't it? And that can't be right. That smells a bit like PPI, was it? During the COVID thing. Just no. Is anyone going to stop them? And also, I can't see how they're going to do the ID cards. Because if 2 million people have already said no, they're not going to get it through, are they? But not only that, they're not even trying to get it through to 2029. But the boats are coming now. Every day. Well, when the weather's okay. And also, how do you sleep at night, Starmer, knowing that 3 people died And you could have stopped that by having a proper deterrence like America, like Australia, like Poland. You can stop them coming, and therefore they wouldn't be dying in the channel. How can you be comfortable with that? Let alone the damage it's doing to our cities and our social cohesion. I just think I just don't know how he does it. I could never feel sorry for a devil, says CJ. Well, it's a bit harsh. Labour MPs claim that the Workers' Employment Rights Bill and raising the minimum wage is a success. Well, not for the workers or the employers, though, because they're all becoming unaffordable. Yeah, I saw a brilliant thing. Somebody in the hospitality industry was saying that on Facebook or on Twitter. You know, this idea that there'll be more people and that earn more money. Well, there's not, because what employers are doing in bars and in clubs, you know this, if you go to a bar, there's less bar staff. Wetherspoons is the prime example. They've been having a big debate about should they have a queue or not a queue. I hate it. I hate queuing as if you're in a coffee shop. The one I sometimes go to in Coventry's been doing that. They're getting rid of it now. They're going to be, you can just go to the bar like you should do, you know, because most people know pub etiquette and they'd say, no, it's not me first, it's him. Yeah. And that's the way it should be. However, there's less staff. I was saying to my mate the other day, there's less people working here. And I was thinking, well, he's the really clever bloke, the bloke who owns Wetherspoons, made millions. There must be a reason. And I'd imagine, from what he's been saying recently, it's because he can't afford to keep his profits at the level he wants them at to make it economically viable, because they have closed a few Wetherspoons, is to not have enough staff on. And then we suffer because it's not as good an experience. Because you can't knock Wetherspoons' prices, can you? But if it's happening at Wetherspoons, one of the most successful leisure and retail outlets going, it must be happening everywhere. I think that's a tragedy. And of course, you liberals on the left say, oh, it's because of Brexit, because everyone's not here. You know, it's not. It's not. It's because the Tories messed up the economy. But Rachel Reeves is making it worse. And I love the idea when Starmer says, we've given people a pay rise. You haven't given fuck all. Sorry, I've done it again. You haven't given it them. My mate Rick, who runs a hotel, he's giving it them. Just makes me sick. I feel sorry for his wife and kid. They've got 2 kids. They don't know his funeral date late. Oh, no, come on. No, come on. We don't want that. I don't say things like that. No, Ewan Blair hasn't. He works for Larry Ellison, a tech billionaire, owner of Oracle, and the largest donator of the Tony Blair Institute. Surprise, surprise. He's got his own companies as well, Si. Let me tell you, he might do what you're saying, but he's got his own companies. He's very, very wealthy. And of course, the Blairs have got a massive property empire. I think they're telling you to eat cake. Welcome to the revolution, says Tom Hardy. Thank you very much. Only 1 in 5 voted for Labour. Some mandate that. Well, yeah, but that's the election system, and they won. They won. Is this a serious question, says Stevie Hope? Oh, yes. I feel really sorry for him. I can never feel sorry for that piece of you-know-what. Thank you very much indeed. Stuart Lowe says there's a song, I'm a Winker, by Black Lace, and that should be Starmer's walkout music. They weren't the first to do it. I'm sure it was Ivor Biggin. Any more songs for him to come out on the stage to? I've got to finish soon. I'll be so upset if I don't get a donation, because what am I going to say to her? Sorry, John, to quote the title of a Rolling Stone songs, I have no sympathy for the devil. Nice one, Mark. Great song as well. No, I do not feel sorry for Starmer, says Margaret Westwood. He's an overpaid puppet for the powers that be, an actor, and a poor one at that, dressed in a freebie suit, paid to lie to the people of the UK and the world. I like your style, Margaret. Thank you. Make sure you comment again. I don't feel sorry for Starmer. I feel sorry that the British people are having this scum as our Prime Minister. I hate this dirty, corrupt government. Yeah, but let's be fair. The Tories weren't any better, were they, if we're being honest? What about the Labour campaign funding donation scandal? What about the grooming gang cover-up? Yeah, well, let's talk about the donations. Evidently, there's nothing to see. Move on. the £744,000 that's disappeared. Oh, no problem. That's what the watchdog is saying. Fine. And then the grooming gangs, well, he had to be dragged, didn't he? Kicking and screaming like the Labour councils to have a public inquiry. You've got to ask why. He used to be the director of public prosecutions. Don't forget, though, Jimmy Savile never came across Keir Starmer's desk. Never. Don't blame him for that. Richard Pope, just like the Tories for 14 years, says George. No, George Cooper says, Richard Pope says, just like the Tories for 14 years. Well, I've just made that point, George, but it's good that you made it. Orit Artist Ruben. Thank you. That's a big name. By the time you figure out the question, it'll be too late. They're working to dismantle Europe and erase countries for the global agenda. Starmer isn't working for the UK. The sooner you make this public, the better off you are. There's no use arguing with a traitor. You will not have a next election. It's not in the plans. The dictatorship will reign before 2029. If you don't enact an election now, you are toast. What do you have to wonder about? Oh, well, Ori, I wish I had just had all the answers like you do. Huh? You're like Wolfie Smith on acid. I'm a wonder. Yeah, okay. We've had all the jokes about the wanker song. That's enough for now. Did you see somebody got arrested for shouting that in the street? Starmer is. I think, when are they going to arrest the whole of the England fans? It's just a joke. Please, for the love of God, don't let Khan become Prime Minister. He's already turned London into a hole. He's a little rat. That's unfair on rats. Lauren Hardy, the original opening theme song, Dance to the Cuckoos. That seems appropriate. Elric, I like your style. Thank you for that. Stuart Lowe, this is the song we need to get rid of songs. I don't understand that. We need to get rid of Stum. Evening, John. Starmer and Lammy should come on stage to the Dance to the Cuckoos. There we are. That's Lauren Hardy. Theme tune says Ned Royston. Thank you for that. Frankie Sudell says Wankia Starmer is bringing us 1930s German. I think that's going a bit far, but there we are. Thank you. Oh, yes. Niven Casey, a man after my own heart, The Clash. Should I stay or should I go now? What a great song. Well done, Niven. I like that. He won't come onto that, though, will he? Listen, I've got to stop in a minute. You had 42 minutes extra for nothing because no one's given a donation. Come on, you're not playing the game, are you? I'm trying to do this while she's out. What time is it? 19:13. I've got to go in a minute. I've got to get the lamb chops on. So, they love my glorious, sophisticated showbiz life. Oh, yeah. So, if you want to make a donation, just click the little $sign and donate whatever you fancy on the YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And don't forget to tell your mates about it. But also, you can also donate by going to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Richard's got a good one. It says Starmer reminds me of Harry Worth when he does the shop window reflection sketch. He wouldn't be able to do it. He'd stand at the wrong side of the entrance, wouldn't he? He's just an idiot. If a man saves one man from drowning, is he forever forgiven his sins? That's the question, says Dex Wolfpack. Dex, that's a bit heavy for me and a bit too clever, so I don't really get that, but thank you. And then Klaus Schwab. He's also got another point. Mr. Marvin, this is, sorry. Klaus Schwab did say elections would be a thing of the past. Maybe it's sooner than we think. And Richard Pope says, I'm buying your coffees tomorrow, John. Okay, thank you. That's very kind of you. Right, I've run out of comments. That was good. Time to go and watch a bit of Strictly, probably. Get the food on for tonight. Pretend to Lisa that it was worth doing and I made a few quid, which I haven't. But I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We always do one on a Sunday, don't we now? So there'll be an extra show sometime tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. Jackie Ward, I'll look at that. She sent me the 3 red hearts, which is my sign that I can stop in a minute. Thank you, Jackie. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry it was such short notice. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I was being sarcastic. I've got no sympathy for him. I think this week there will be like a a pack of rats in a sack. They're all positioning themselves, aren't they? They're either deserting the ship, getting off the ship, or they're positioning themselves for power. Because Starmer is finished. I mean, I just don't know why. I bet tonight he's busy writing his. Well, he doesn't write his speeches, does he? He gets somebody else to write them. But it just needs to be about one sentence. I resign. That'll be about enough, won't it? You get a standing ovation for that in the country. Anyway, enough. Thanks a lot for listening, watching, whatever you've done. Don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free to the Jon Gaunt TV channel on YouTube. Let's push that tonight over 5,000. Please tell all your friends about it so we get the views up as well. And if you'd like to donate, it's www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt, or do it on the YouTube video. Have a great night. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Sorry, Birmingham. Off you trot up the air, M6, back to your homes. And don't cry too much. Dry your tears. We completely played you off the park. I think we're going to get promoted. Automatic promotion this year. Remember where you heard it first. See you later. All the best. If you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Don't forget to tell them you love them. See ya.